Want to know how much time you have left after you turn 65? Years feel more precious than years. And the truth is, your body is giving you multiple signals about how long you have left to live. While some people in their 65s still feel strong, energetic, and full of life, others are starting to slow down with health issues and fatigue. Key signs are subtle but powerful indicators that can give you a glimpse into your future. In this video, we'll talk about 6 signs that can reveal how long you're likely to live after 65. These aren't predictions or myths, but are based on real patterns that researchers and doctors have observed in people who live long, healthy lives. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own body and lifestyle, and more importantly, what you can do to maximize your chances of living longer and staying healthier. Stay tuned until the end, because you may be missing out on the little things that could have a big impact on your future. I'll walk you through them one by one. Once you recognize these signs, you'll have a clear idea of where you stand and what changes you'll need to make to add years to your life. Let's get started. Your walking pace is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live after 65. It's not hidden in your DNA, it's in your medical records, or even in your diet. It's something much simpler. Your walking pace. Studies have shown that people who walk at a steady pace in their 65s and beyond tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. That's because walking pace is directly linked to overall health, muscle strength, cardiovascular function, and even brain health. Consider 2 people, Adrian and Albert, both 72 years old. Adrian walks at a steady pace every morning and has no trouble crossing the street or climbing stairs. His movements are balanced and confident. Albert, on the other hand, used to be active but has slowed down significantly in the last few years. He has trouble keeping up with others. He takes frequent breaks and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. Adrian's pace is a sign that his body is still functioning well. Albert's slowing pace could be a warning sign that his health is deteriorating. A slow and unsteady walk isn't just about aging. It could be a sign of underlying issues like muscle weakness, poor circulation, or even premature aging. Neurological decline. Your legs are your foundation, and when they start to weaken, so does your overall stamina. The good news is that your walking speed is something you can improve. The more you walk, the stronger you will stay. If you notice yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Start making small efforts to build strength by walking more with light weights or doing simple leg exercises, because in the end, how fast you move in your life can literally say a lot about how long you will continue to move. So pay attention to your speed. This may just be the simplest way to check your longevity. A sign of your grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake can reveal more about your future than you think. Studies have found that grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. A firm and steady grip indicates strong muscles, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak or weakened grip can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, weakness, and even a higher risk of health complications. Jake was an 80-year-old man who always prided himself on his firm handshake. He never had any trouble lifting light weights or carrying groceries. Then there's William, who at 77 began to notice that simple tasks like opening a jar or holding a heavy rock were harder than they used to be. He dismissed this as simply a result of aging. What he didn't realize, however, was that declining grip strength was a sign of a loss of muscle mass, which could make him more prone to fall injuries and even a shorter life expectancy. Your hands are a reflection of your overall muscle mass. If your grip is weakening, the rest of your body is likely weakening as well. And the more strength you lose, the harder it is to stay independent, active, and resilient. The good news is that you can rebuild it. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grips, or carrying light weights can help you maintain your grip and keep your muscles strong. So take a moment and test your grip. If your handshake feels weaker than it used to, or if everyday tasks are becoming more difficult, don't ignore it. How well you grip something today can tell you how well you'll hold on to life in the years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's move on to point 3. Your ability to stand on one leg. It's something most people don't think about until they start losing it. But your ability to stand on one leg for at least 15 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live. Researchers have found that people who struggle with balance are more likely to suffer from fall injuries and even cognitive decline. On the other hand, those who can maintain their balance into their 65s and beyond tend to live longer, healthier lives. Imagine two women, Liam and Emma, both in their early 65s. Liam has always been active. He walks daily, does yoga, and can easily lift one foot off the ground for a few seconds without swaying. On the other hand, Emma hasn't paid much attention to her balance for years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts to fall over. She has to hold on to something to steady herself. What Emma doesn't realize is that this loss of balance is just an inconvenience, a warning sign. Coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function may be decreasing. Good balance depends on strong legs, a sharp nervous system, and a healthy brain. If you find yourself stumbling more often, feeling unbalanced when turning quickly, or having to hold on to walls or furniture for support, it's time to take action. The best part is that balance can be improved. Simple exercises like standing on one leg for 10-15 seconds every day, walking from heel to toe, can help you regain your balance. Try this test now. Stand up and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 16 seconds without difficulty? If you can't, don't panic, but don't ignore it either, because the more you work on your balance today, the stronger and more stable you will be in the years to come. Mark your sleep pattern with 4. How well you sleep at night says a lot about how long you'll live. Sleep isn't just about resting. It's when your body repairs itself. It boosts your immune system and flushes toxins from your brain. Studies have shown that people over the age of 65 who consistently get high-quality sleep live longer and healthier lives. Those who struggle with poor sleep have a higher risk of developing heart disease and a weakened immune system. Consider two men, James and David, both in their mid-65s. James has a set bedtime routine, sleeping around 6 hours a night and waking up feeling refreshed. David, on the other hand, has restless nights, tossing and turning, waking up multiple times, and sometimes having trouble falling asleep. James's body continues to function well. His mind stays sharp and his energy levels remain stable. However, David starts to experience brain fog, daytime fatigue, and even changes in blood pressure, all of which are linked to poor sleep quality. If you're waking up frequently at night, having trouble staying asleep, or feeling exhausted even after hours in bed, don't worry. Your body is telling you something. Poor sleep can be linked to a number of things: stress, poor diet, lack of physical activity, or undiagnosed health conditions like sleep apnea. The good news is that sleep quality can be improved. Simple changes, like reducing screen time before bed and sticking to a routine, getting some natural sunlight in the morning, or avoiding heavy meals at night, can make a big difference. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about keeping your body and mind functioning. At their best, pay attention to how you sleep tonight. If you wake up tired, have trouble staying asleep, or feel like your sleep has changed in recent years, it's time to make adjustments. Because how well you rest today can determine how strong and healthy you'll be in the years to come. If you're still watching my video and find this content valuable, please leave a comment below at number 4 to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us continue to produce great content to inform and inspire you. After the age of 70, life flows a little slower, a little quieter, but in this silence, your body continues to send you important messages. And most of the time, these messages don't come very loudly. Maybe you just notice that your interest in your plate has decreased. Maybe you don't get hungry as often as before. But these seemingly small changes can give deep signals about your health. Your eating habits are not just about being full. They are also a mirror of your health, strength, and how independent you will be in the years to come. Think of two people, Emily and Olivia. They are both 74 years old, but their quality of life is quite different. Emily prepares her breakfast with love every morning. Fresh vegetables, walnuts, olives, some cheese, homemade soup. She sees food as a pleasure, not an obligation. Being in the kitchen is good for her. Her body is balanced, her weight is stable, her energy is high. She still enjoys life. Olivia, on the other hand, has noticed that her appetite has decreased in recent months. She often gets by with just a biscuit in the morning. He skips lunch and turns to fast food. He feels more tired. He has unintentionally lost 5 kilos in the last year, but he is not aware of how serious this change can be. However, sudden loss of appetite may not be just an ordinary change that comes with age. It may indicate that your digestive system is starting to have difficulty and your body is not absorbing nutrients as it used to. This can cause muscle loss, a slowdown in metabolism, and a weakened immune system. Sometimes, it can be due to hormonal changes, and sometimes it can be due to deterioration in mental functions. Remember this: if you have lost interest in food, if you are satisfied with a few bites, or if you are losing weight for reasons you cannot explain, this may mean that your body is silently asking for help. Ignoring these warnings means living with a body that is vulnerable to weakness, risk of falling, and diseases in the future. Eating after 65 is not just about filling your stomach. It means giving your body the strength, stamina, and vitality it needs. Protein-rich foods, healthy fats, fibrous vegetables, and plenty of water should be indispensable in your daily life. But the most important thing is this: does food still give you pleasure? Because if you can still enjoy a plate of food, you are still in life. Remember, how you eat today determines how strong and independent you will be tomorrow. Ask yourself this simple but profound question: do I still enjoy life? The sixth sign is your ability to cope with stress. Life after 65 may seem quieter and simpler on the surface, but it is still full of ups and downs. Stress does not completely disappear as you get older. It just changes form. With health, finances, loneliness, or shadows of the past. And it is precisely at this point that how you cope with stress says a lot about the quality of your remaining life. Stress is not just a temporary feeling that dampens your spirits. In the long term, it weakens your immune system, threatens your heart health, disrupts your sleep patterns, and even speeds up aging by affecting your brain function. But the good news is, there are ways to cope with it, and those ways add meaning to your life, not just years. Let's think of two people, Adam and Alex. They are both 78 years old. Adam, like everyone else, faces life's challenges. His retirement pension is sometimes insufficient, his knee pain increases, and he sees his grandchildren less. But he has learned something over the years. Choosing to stay calm is not a luxury. It is a necessity. He closes his eyes for 10 minutes a day and takes deep breaths. He meets with old friends in the park a few times a week to chat. He talks about how he copes with what happened to him, not what happened to him. Because he knows that it is not the stress itself that wears us out, but our reaction to it. Alex, on the other hand, worries about everything. He feels stuck between the regrets of the past and the uncertainties of the future. He feels depressed as he watches the news, and his sleep is interrupted. Little things, a bill, a late phone call, even a knock at the door can drive him crazy. Over time, fatigue takes over his body. His blood pressure rises. His energy levels drop. Now, even getting out of bed in the morning is hard to do. Research shows that long-term stress rots the body from the inside out. It causes inflammation at the cellular level, which sets the stage for a host of age-related diseases, from Alzheimer's to heart attacks. What about you? Have you been feeling tense, anxious, or exhausted lately? If so, don't ignore it. Taking deep breaths, going out to the balcony with a cup of tea, taking short walks, or even laughing with an old friend can break the chain of stress. You don't have to carry the burden of life alone. Ask yourself this question in every stressful moment. Can I adapt to this situation and move forward? Or will I let it wear me down? Remember, staying calm is not just a habit. It is the cornerstone of a long and quality life. Because in a body where the mind is at peace, life is lived more fluidly, more slowly, but much more deeply. If you are still reading these lines, This may be a sign for you, a little pause to remind you of what is truly important in life. If you are still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please leave the sixth comment below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to produce good content to inform and inspire you. Human beings are social beings. This is not just a nice phrase. It is a fact that science has proven time and time again. Especially after the age of 65, the strength of the social connections in your life becomes one of the most important indicators of how long and healthy you will live. Strong social relationships, whether friendships, family ties, or connections to the community, are vital not only for emotional health, but also for physical and mental health. Studies show that people who have a circle of friends, participate in social activities, and communicate regularly are less likely to get sick, suffer from depression, and live longer. But loneliness, on the contrary, creeps into life like an insidious silence. It brings with it many risks, from heart disease to cognitive decline and even premature death. Let me tell you the story of two people, Adele and Noah. Both are 77 years old, but there is a big difference in their life energy. Adele has tea with her neighbors once a week. She never stops talking on the phone with her old friends. She joins the reading group organized by the municipality, and her eyes light up when she plays games with her grandchildren. These relationships give her strength. Not just laughing, sharing, talking, listening, feeling like she belongs somewhere. Here lies the secret of Adele staying young. Noah, on the other hand, has become increasingly withdrawn in recent years. Her house, which used to be full of laughter, is now quiet. Her ties with her friends have gradually been severed, and her family is busy. She spends most of her days in front of the television. Her sense of loneliness grows day by day. Her morale deteriorates, and minor problems begin to appear in her body. Let's be aware. The connections we establish with people heal not only our souls, but also our bodies. Social interactions keep our brains active, reduce stress hormones, and ensure the secretion of feel-good chemicals in our bodies. If you have recently started spending more time alone, have distanced yourself from phone calls, or your ties with your surroundings have weakened, take this change seriously. Being social does not necessarily mean mingling with crowds. Sometimes it's enough to say, "How are you?" to an old friend. Sometimes meeting up with a few people who share a common interest or even saying hello at the local grocery store can be the first step to reconnecting. Because every connection you make today is an investment in the healthy days of tomorrow. Ask yourself honestly, are you moving forward in life with strength, desire, and connection? Or are there areas that you are slowly drifting away from without realizing it? The good news is that many of these indicators can be changed. You can increase how much you walk, pay attention to your sleep, add color to your table, learn ways to cope with stress, and reconnect. The future is built from today. A small change you make today can make the years ahead healthier, fuller, and happier. Because it's not just about living longer, it's about really living. And remember, longevity is not just about numbers. How much you felt during those years, how much you shared, how much you loved, that's what's real. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share something you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. We appreciate your thoughts, so feel free to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your support. Help us continue to produce great content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.